I am so glad you're here for another episode of Mechanism Monday, where every Monday we write out the electron-pushing arrow mechanisms for different chemical transformations. In last week's video, I asked if you could solve the mechanism for this chemical transformation, so if you haven't had a chance, pause the video now and try it independently. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'll give you another mechanism to solve for next week's video. In this mechanism, it appears what's happening is that this tert-butyl group is leaving this benzene ring and being replaced with a proton, or a hydrogen atom, in what appears to be like a reverse electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. Therefore, just like in electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions, I would expect that this mechanism would proceed via what's called a sigma complex. I have a whole video here that you can check out about electrophilic aromatic substitution in case you need a refresher. So what might happen, and just like in all of those other electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions, is that these pi electrons can act as a nucleophile for the electrophile being this acid H3O+. This is going to generate neutral water as a result, and end up placing a proton at this carbon position where that tert-butyl group is. And the product of this reaction is going to be that ring, which still has our hydroxyl group on it. We still have the two pi bonds which remain unchanged, and here we've placed that hydrogen as well as the location of the tert-butyl group. Now importantly, since these pi electrons were being used as a nucleophile, this is going to leave behind a carbocation, specifically at this position. And importantly, due to resonance, we know that we can stabilize that carbocation to generate other resonance structures which might provide some level of stability for the formation of this complex. So now importantly, what's been formed here is going to be a brand new carbocation where we can achieve some stability due to the resonance structures that are possible for these two structures as well. Because remember, this hydroxyl group, or OH, or alcohol, is capable of also participating in resonance to stabilize this carbocation. And the other resonance structure that would be formed here is now going to contain a positively charged oxygen atom since it has 3 bonds to it. But it has, however, stabilized that carbocation position where now we are left with these other 2 pi bonds. We still have our hydrogen and our tert-butyl group. What's more is that there's an additional resonance structure which can stabilize this positively charged species in order to provide us another example of a resonance form which would provide some stability for this positive charge which has been built up on this molecule. So this would be the structure that was formed, and importantly, now the carbocation is at this position on this carbon. And because all of these resonance stabilized structures are possible, this means that this is likely the mechanism or the pathway through the formation of these different sigma complexes. Now when we deprotonated the acid in the first step, this left behind water, so H2O can now come in and act as a base. Specifically, it can come and deprotonate one of the hydrogens on the end of this tert-butyl group. So if it were to come and deprotonate here, this would allow us to form a brand new double bond at this carbon-carbon position, and this would mean we would have to liberate the formerly tert-butyl group since now this would place too many bonds at this carbon position, so these electrons are actually going to come back here to reform the aromatic ring. And importantly, in doing so in this final step, we're also generating this brand new alkene species. So you can think of this as like a reverse electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. And the driving force for this is going to be the sigma complexes formed, or these 4 different resonance stabilized structures that are possible due to the flow of the pi system of the electrons in the aromatic ring. If you enjoyed this week's mechanism, make sure to give it a thumbs up down below. For next week's video, I'd love to see if you could figure out the mechanism for this chemical transformation. Drop it as a comment down below if you have any ideas, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you never miss another Mechanism Monday. I'll see you next week.